morning.
I want to watch the news.
Are you making headway at least?
This is the news.
Schmack-a-macabre, it's time for the only news that matters! And Alex Van Halen confirmed the rumors of Van Halen's tribute tour following the death of Eddie Van Halen in a new Rolling Stone interview. And he placed the blame squarely on David Lee Roth. Rumor of the tour surfaced in April of 2022 when former Metallica bassist Jason Newsted said he received an invitation to jam with Alex Van Halen and Joe Satriani, who would have handled guitar duties of the trek. Original bassist Michael Anthony was also reportedly considered for the gig. They shouldn't have called Jason Newsted. Straight to Michael Anthony. What the hell? But Alex claimed that when he suggested an explicit recognition of his brother during each show, Roth lost his cool. He said, the thing that broke the camel's back, and I can honestly say about this now, was I said, Dave, at some point we have to have, a bowing, an acknowledgement of Ed in the gig. If you look at how Queen does it, they show old footage, and the moment I said we gotta acknowledge Ed, Dave fucking popped the fuse. It came out, it was unbelievable how he acted. Alex, unsurprisingly, didn't take kindly to Roth's refusal to acknowledge his brother on stage. I'm from the street, he said. You talk to me like that, motherfucker, I'm gonna beat your fucking brains out. You got it? And I mean that. And that's how it ended. The drummer said he still kept in touch with Roth following the blowout, but it left him bewildered. He said, it's just, my God, it's like, I don't know him anymore. I have nothing but the utmost respect for his work ethic and all that, but Dave, you gotta work as a community, motherfucker. It's not, you alone anymore. Ultimately, Alex wouldn't have been able to take part of the tribute tour anyway, as he suffered a spinal injury during a trip to a shooting range in 2022 that made it difficult for him to move, let alone play drums. The rifle knocked me on my ass, he said, and broke my back instantly. And then I spent a year on the floor just staring at the ceiling. And in hindsight, Alex said he doesn't regret missing out on the proposed Van Halen tribute tour. He said it's too bad on one hand, but it's fine on the other, because now, in retrospect, playing the old songs is not really playing tribute to anybody. That's just a jukebox, in my opinion. To find a replacement for Ed, it's not the same. Alex Van Halen will release his memoir, his brother, on October 22nd next week. I can't wait. I ordered my audiobook, and I will do a review of the book once I listen to the whole thing. It might take a while, I can't sit down and listen to an audiobook, in one sitting. It's going to take a while. But it's described as a love letter to the late Eddie Van Halen. The book will detail Alex's one-of-a-kind personal and musical relationship with his brother, and the audio version will include a previously unreleased music from the duo. I heard a clip of that song and it was awesome. Alex is also clear about which version of Van Halen he considered definitive, writing in his book, the heart and the soul and the creativity and the magic was Dave, Ed, Mike, and me. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? The definitive is with Dave, right? There you go, you Sammy Hagar twats. How do you like those apples? Anyway, yes, I'm all pro Dave and stuff, but yeah, man, if what Alex is saying is the truth, Dave's a dick. He really is. It's all about me, man. no acknowledgement about your brother as we do a tribute tour. Now Eddie Van Halen. What the hell? I mean, Dave, I love him, but you know he's lost his mind. The guy is just not normal anymore. He releases these videos dancing around with that big shit-eating grin. He's lost it, man. And all these songs he's been releasing are garbage, except I really did like his cover of 8675309 Jenny song. I thought that was pretty good, but all the other songs were terrible. And I think it's horrible how Dave is treating this situation. Yeah, we all knew already because we heard rumblings. Wolfgang said it, but without saying it. He just said somebody was difficult. And we all drew the conclusion, who could it be other than David Lee Roth? You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's pretty damn sad that Dave did this. But at the same time, when Alex said, hey, man, we're just playing songs and Ed's not there, fuck that tribute show. Seriously. Fuck it. I don't care. I don't care for any Van Halen show without Eddie Van Halen. It's just not Van Halen. Okay, you can do your little tribute thing, but what's that going to prove? Nothing. Hey, man, I pay tribute to Eddie Van Halen every time I play something from Van Halen with David Lee Roth. I don't listen to Vangina. And somebody left a comment the other day on one of my videos saying that Alex Van Halen's book just goes up to when they became famous. It doesn't talk about Sammy Hagar or nothing. And I was thinking, man, I hope Alex Van Halen bashes the hell out of Sammy with all these years of Sammy talking about, he won't talk to me. I call him and he won't return my calls. He keeps saying that in interviews over and over and over again, that I would hope that Alex Van Halen would bash the living hell out of Sammy Belcher. But then when I heard, oh, he doesn't even mention Sammy, I was like, damn, that's even better. Can you imagine how crazy Sammy Belcher's going to get when he doesn't get a mention in the book? That is, if that comment somebody left is true. And I really do hope it's true. I would rather Alex ignore Sammy than acknowledge him and bash him, you know? I'd rather him not say anything. But it's awesome in this interview how he talked about it's the essential Van Halen. The real Van Halen was with David Lee Roth. Sammy Hagar was dated 80s music that was great for the masses back then. And then now all the people that love Sammy Belcher are the people that, you know, refuse to acknowledge it was dated music. But it ain't getting no new fans. And I talked about it before, how the Spotify, you know, Sammy Hagar songs are low on the list. You know, most people love Van Halen with David Lee Roth, as it should be. And I remember the 90s were not only dark because of the stupid alternative crap that was going on, but it was really dark how Van Halen exploded with, well, Vangina exploded with Sammy. And Dave was like, you know, I saw Dave in clubs during Your Filthy Little Mouth. It was a sad time for Dave, and it was a glorious time for Vangina. But as years go by, and by the time that they kicked Sammy out of the band, which, by the way, I do believe Sammy Belcher saying that they kicked him out of the band, where Eddie was saying he left the band. I don't believe Eddie. I actually believe the habitual liar, Sammy Belcher, that they kicked him out of the band. But by that time, man, when they kicked him out of the band, and the word was David Lee Roth was back, everybody went nuts. It's like everybody woke up to a classic Van Halen. MTV had that Welcome Back commercial, you know, and then, you know, they fucked that up by getting Gary Cherone. And that's why, honestly, Van Halen 3 failed. Because everybody was expecting Dave back, and then they bring in Gary Cherone? Seriously? And the way that guy dances on stage and shit? Yeah, it's cool that Gary came and allowed Van Halen to play some classic stuff. I didn't go to the tour, but I heard good things about it. But, yeah, seriously, if I would have went to that show, I would have closed my eyes, because I don't want to see Gary Cherone grabbing his own ass. You know, have you seen the way that guy dances? It's very disturbing. I don't think he's got a bad voice, but he's got a terrible, terrible stage presence. Even worse than Belcher. But Belcher sucks as well when he does his little jumping jacks and shit. It's fucking pathetic. And Alex saying, motherfucker, I'll kick your ass if you talk to me that way. Isn't he like a reverend now? Which is cool, man. I wish all reverends would talk like that. Motherfucker, worship God, bitch. That would be awesome, man. But anyway, what do you all think? Leave it in the comments below. I'd love to know your thoughts. Who the hell out there would actually say, hey, Dave's an okay guy for not wanting to give Eddie any props on his tribute show? I don't think anybody out there is like that. But only Dave would think, that an Eddie Van Halen tribute show would not feature any footage of Eddie Van Halen. That's ridiculous. But anyway, leave it in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching The Only News That Matters. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Ring that little notification bell. I totally would appreciate that. And like the video. It's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath. And smack 'em a gob.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies.
Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain, for we've received orders for to sail back to Boston, and so never more shall we see you again.